Liancheng was one of the industry's rising stars. He was gentle, polite, and always smiling. Fans loved him because he felt real. Not perfect, not distant, just human. But behind that soft smile was a world full of pressure. Contracts, secrets, power, and a system that controlled more than people realized. On the night he died, the industry changed, and many believe it was not an accident. This is the story. The last night, the leaked audio, the rumors, the red USB, and the silence that followed. Told like a Kdrama. Simple enough for any voiceover. Emotional enough to break hearts. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share the story to keep the light burning for truth and compassion. 2 days before his fall, something in Liancheng changed. He stopped laughing during rehearsals. He checked over his shoulder often. He looked exhausted, but not from work, from fear. His assistant said he kept his phone close to his chest. He locked his messages. He deleted calls. He refused to ride in the same car twice. He told one friend, "People are watching me." The friend thought he was joking. But Liancheng wasn't smiling. The last 48 hours were filled with silence. A silence fans never saw. A silence that hid something deeper. The rumors started online. He found something. Something people wanted to hide. Some say it was a red USB drive. Not a normal one. One containing documents, recordings, and conversations involving powerful people in the industry. No one knows if the USB was real. But fans swear that on the night before he died, he was seen holding a small red object in a parking garage. A fan whispered. He looked scared, like he didn't want anyone to see him. The footage disappeared hours later. Deleted. Gone. Like it never existed. This is the part that caused the most chaos online. A neighbor living next to Liancheng's apartment claimed she heard something unusual before his fall. She said she heard something like shouting, something like fear, something like someone begging. No one knows if the audio is real. No one knows if the neighbor is telling the truth. But her words spread fast. She claimed it sounded like he was not alone. She said there were footsteps. She said there were voices. But when the police arrived, they found no one else in the room. No signs of struggle.
No fingerprints.
No forced entry. Just a room that felt strangely clean. Too clean. At 2:41 a.m., Liancheng fell from the balcony of his 12th floor apartment. The street was empty. The air was quiet. The sky was dark. Security cameras recorded the moment he fell. But the footage was blurry. Too blurry. Almost like the camera had been wiped or blocked. The police called it an accidental fall. But fans refused to believe it. He was healthy. He was careful. He didn't drink. He didn't take risks. So how did he fall? Why was he on the balcony at that hour? And why did he look frightened earlier that day? The questions never stopped. The next morning his mother spoke. Her voice was small, soft, broken. She said only this: "My son was scared. Something was bothering him. Please let the truth come out someday." She didn't accuse anyone. She didn't deny anything. She didn't blame the industry. But her words felt heavy, like she knew more than she could say. Fans replayed her interview countless times, looking for clues, looking for hidden meaning. But her face told more than her words. A mother who had lost her child. A mother who looked like she feared what would happen if she spoke too much. This is when things became strange. Within 72 hours, his name vanished from upcoming drama lists. His variety show appearances were removed. His interviews disappeared from official pages. His posters were taken down. His old roles were replaced with other actors' images. It felt like someone wanted him erased. Erased from dramas. Erased from promotion. Erased from the industry. Erased from memory. Fans asked why. Agencies said it was standard procedure. But the speed shocked everyone. Almost like someone had prepared the removals. Before his fall, people inside the entertainment world whispered things. Quiet things. Dangerous things. They said Liancheng had stumbled into something bigger than himself. He had overheard conversations. He had seen messages. He had discovered which actors were being controlled, which contracts were fake, which stories were bought, which scandals were covered up. And maybe he didn't stay silent. Maybe he refused to obey. Maybe he pushed back. Some people believed he became a threat, not because he was powerful, but because he was honest. And in a world full of secrets, honesty can be dangerous. A week after his death, a 6-second audio clip surfaced online. It was low quality,
Static. Distant.
but people heard breathing,
A cry. A thud.
and a voice saying, "Stop, wait." The clip was deleted within minutes. Every repost was removed. Accounts sharing it were suspended. Fans saved copies, but they were scared to share. Some said the clip was fake. Some said it was edited. Some said it was a warning to stop searching. No one knows the truth, but the timing was suspicious. Too suspicious. Investigators said Liancheng's room looked normal, but one detail bothered everyone. His laptop was missing. His external drive was missing. His notebook was missing. His phone history was wiped. His apartment smelled like fresh cleaning solution. No one explained why. No one explained who cleaned it. No one explained how the devices disappeared. Police said there was no evidence of wrongdoing. Fans said, "There's no evidence because it was erased." His phone contained one unsent message. Just one. Typed at 2:15 a.m., minutes before he fell. It said, "If anything happens to me, it wasn't an accident." The message had no name.
No recipient.
Just words. Words frozen in time. Police said it meant nothing. Fans said it meant everything. After his funeral, something changed in the industry. Actors stopped speaking about him. Managers avoided interviews. Agencies released cold statements. Directors acted like he never existed. Even those who loved him stayed quiet. Not one person came forward. Not one person defended him. Not one person explained the rumors. Silence. A silence so loud it hurt. His fans formed a group called Liancheng's Light. They archived his videos. They saved his photos. They reposted his clips. They protected his legacy.
They said,
"If the industry erases him, we won't." They kept searching for answers. They followed every lead, every rumor, every deleted post, every strange disappearance. They believed the USB was real. They believed the audio was real. They believed someone wanted him silent. And they believed his story was not over. People still debate what happened. Did he fall by accident? Was he pushed? Was he threatened? Did he panic? Was he running? Was someone in his apartment? No one knows. But the theories remain. The red USB contained dangerous information. The leaked audio captured the moment before his fall. The clean room was staged by someone powerful. The media erasure was intentional. The message was a warning. The silence was fear. The truth is hidden. This story is not confirmed. This story is not proven. This story is a dramatization. A Kdrama interpretation of the mystery surrounding a fictional actor named Liancheng. But one thing is certain. His legacy lives on. His fans remember him. His light continues to shine. And someday,
someone might speak.
Someone might reveal the truth. Until then, the night he fell remains the industry's darkest secret. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share this story to keep the light burning for truth and compassion. Detective Han Jiwon was assigned to Liancheng's case on the morning after the fall. He was quiet, sharp, and known for seeing details other people ignored. When he entered Liancheng's apartment, he felt something immediately. This room was too perfect. The floor was polished. The windows were spotless. The curtains were freshly steamed. The scent of cleaning chemicals still lingered in the air. Jiwon whispered, "Who cleaned in the middle of the night?" No one answered. No one ever did. But he wrote it down. Because something felt wrong. Deeply wrong. The security camera in the hallway had a strange glitch. Between 2:28 a.m. and 2:37 a.m., the footage froze. 9 minutes.
Gone.
The building management said it was a power fluctuation. But Jiwon checked the logs. the power was stable. Someone deleted those minutes. Someone who knew how. He said quietly, "Why erase 9 minutes unless something happened during that time?" He tried to request backup footage, but the system had been wiped clean hours before he arrived. As if someone anticipated the investigation. Liancheng's closest friend, a stylist named Wen Sujin, asked to meet the detective privately. She looked terrified, hands shaking, eyes red. She whispered, "Liancheng, he wasn't himself. He told me he found something dangerous." Jiwon leaned forward. What did he find? Sujin hesitated. She looked around the cafe, as if someone might be listening. She whispered, "A USB. A small red USB." Jiwon froze. It was the same rumor spreading online, but hearing it from someone close to him made it feel real. She continued. He said he didn't mean to find it. It was left in a dressing room by accident. When he opened it, he panicked. What was on it? Jiwon asked. Sujin held her breath. Then she said, "He wouldn't tell me. He only said, if anyone knows I saw it, I won't be safe." Her voice broke. Tears fell. Jiwon realized. Liancheng knew he was in danger.
And he had tried to warn someone.
Just not fast enough. 3 days later, Detective Jiwon visited Liancheng's mother. She looked exhausted, but there was something else in her eyes. A sadness mixed with fear. She invited him inside. The house was filled with Liancheng's photos. His awards. His posters. His childhood drawings. She stood quietly at a shelf and pulled out a small, white envelope. Inside was a note. A handwritten note from her son. It said, "Mom, if anything happens, don't trust the company." Jiwon looked up sharply. "Why didn't you show this to the police?" She answered softly. "They told me not to talk. They told me it was better for everyone if I stayed quiet."
Who told you that?
She didn't answer. She only shook her head. Her lips trembled. Her silence meant everything. Liancheng's talent agent, Qin Liang, was the one person who knew all of his schedules, fears, and secrets. But when Jiwon tried to locate him, the agency simply said, he resigned. He left without notice. We don't know where he went. No forwarding address. No contact number.
No explanation.
It felt impossible. Agents don't vanish overnight. Not unless they were running. Or hiding. Jiwon suspected he knew something. Maybe too much. Liancheng's apartment looked too clean, but the detective noticed one thing. The gap between the floor panels. He used a thin tool and lifted one of the wooden boards. Underneath was a tiny space, barely enough to hide anything, but inside was a torn piece of paper with 4 words written in rushed handwriting. "They are following me." Jiwon's hands clenched. This was no accident. Not a simple fall. Not a random tragedy. This was fear. Pure fear. Jiwon met with a digital forensics expert. He showed him the glitches in the CCTV files and the wiped phone logs. After a long silence, the expert said, "This wasn't a beginner. Whoever did this has experience deleting evidence. Police-level experience. Government-level experience. Or someone hired to clean things professionally." Jiwon felt a cold chill. If that was true, then the conspiracy was bigger than he expected. And the red USB might have contained something dangerous enough to erase a man's existence. The entertainment company released a statement. Liancheng's death was a personal accident. Please do not believe baseless rumors. Do not investigate further. Respect his privacy. The words "do not investigate further" echoed in Jiwon's mind. Why would a company discourage investigation into their own star's death? Why push silence? Why push erasure? Why remove his posters, his images, his name, his shows? Unless they feared what the investigation would uncover. That night, when Jiwon returned to his home, he noticed something strange. The lights were off, but someone had been inside. His files were moved. His notes were shifted. His drawer was open. Nothing was stolen, but everything was rearranged. Just enough to send a message. We know you're looking. We know what you've found. Stop. He stood in the darkness and whispered to himself. So this is how far they'll go. But instead of stopping, he became more determined. An anonymous message reached him. Meet me where the lights never turn on. It was a clue, a signature only one person used. Liancheng's neighbor, the one who allegedly heard screams. She was hiding in an old library basement, shaking, terrified. She whispered, I heard 2 voices that night, not one.
2.
A man and Liancheng. Jiwon asked, Are you sure? She nodded quickly. One voice kept saying, Give it back. And Liancheng kept shouting, I don't have it anymore. Jiwon froze. This matched the rumor that Liancheng had hidden the red USB. What happened next? He asked gently. She looked down. There was a loud bang. Then everything went silent. Her hands trembled. She added, And when I tried to report it, an official came to my door and told me to stay quiet if I wanted to remain safe. The next day, Jiwon retraced Liancheng's final movements. Phone records, taxi routes, building entries, lobby logs. One detail stood out. Liancheng visited a small storage unit 3 hours before his death. The unit was empty, completely empty, but the dust on the floor had footprints. A large shoe size. Not Liancheng's. Someone else had been there. Someone looking for the same thing. Jiwon whispered. Where did he hide it? And who else is searching? An anonymous insider contacted him late at night. The voice was disguised. The tone was trembling. Detective, you're not supposed to look into this. People at the top. They already decided the story. Jiwon asked, What story? That it was an accident. Nothing more. Nothing less. That's the version you must accept. And if I don't? The voice went silent for a moment, then said, Then you will vanish, just like him. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share this story to keep the light burning for truth and compassion.